Today we're gonna seal it, we're gonna prep it, sand it, and paint it. Super exciting. This is when the project gets fun and you start to see some small end results. So I got the boat up on my stands here. I used my cherry picker to pick the front end up once I got it back down into the ground. I hook up to the lip up here. I lift it up in the air until I can roll my stands underneath it. And then the hydraulic stands kind of do their own and get it up to working height. Cool thing about the stands I got, these are actually stands that I use for my car. And I can adjust the height of these. I can go lower, higher if we need to reach anything, whatever. But they work really nice with this one to give me a nice, solid, sturdy stand for it. We're gonna start off by sanding. I'm not gonna take the paint down to the bare metal. We're gonna rough it up to paint it just so we can get something to stick to it. I'm looking at this adhesive that we put onto the bottom of it. It's dried and it's cured, but it's pretty pliable still. I'm not sure if it's going to take a sand or not. I'm going to go at it with a little real fine grit and see if I can at least smooth it off a little bit, but I have a feeling we're just going to paint right over that and kind of seal it right into the paint. So let me get my materials together and we'll get to sanding. I took some 220 to it and I took some 3000 to it. It just doesn't like to be sanded. It's rubbery is what it comes down to. So still not upset that I put it on there because it's still gonna do its purpose. We're gonna clean it up and I'm gonna paint right over the top of it and hopefully seal that down and in there. So I got my sander out and I'm gonna do the part that I absolutely hate, sanding. I don't like painting either, but my wife is here and she's gonna help paint too because I don't like doing either one of them. But it's something that's gotta get done. So, like I said, I'm not taking it down to bare metal. I'm roughing up the paint surfaces and everything else that's there. We'll go ahead and clean everything off on it and we'll start getting the paint on it. So I'm gonna get to sanding. So what I'm using to clean it with is some denatured alcohol. You can use naphtha. There's other cleaner bases that you can do. I like this. Because I've had this laying around in my shop for, I don't know if there's an expiration on there, but if there was, this would be expired. But the cool thing is it's going to get all the oils off, the dust and everything else, but it's also dries really fast. So you're going to get to painting really quick instead of having to wait if you were to wash it off or something like that. If it's going to take that time to dry. So pretty much as soon as you start wiping this on, it starts to dry. I'll show you when I get onto that side how fast it starts to dry. You can see it's drying almost as soon as I wipe it on. Did I mention I hate painting? So the paint we're going to be using is Duralux Marine Coating. This is a resin-based paint. It's a marine-based paint that's going to resist the UV rays, harmful chemicals, gasoline, whatever that will get on it. It's a very sturdy paint. And I did have to order this online. You probably are going to have to order it online. I'm not confident you're going to get it any local unless you're in a bigger city. You may have it at some of their marine stores. We didn't here in South Carolina have a local store that carried it, so I ordered it. If you order it, you're going to get this lovely plastic seal ring on it. And my guess is it's for transporting. It needs to be on there so it can't pop open. And let me tell you, it's a bear to get off. It is not easy. It's on there super tight. The way I found to get it is you can see there's a tiny little lip that you can see right here where it meets the top of the can. Get your screwdriver on it and pop it up. Work your way around and then it pops off. Let me tell you, if you try to just grab your fingers and pull it off and you're capable of doing that, you are a lot more of a man than I am, because I could not do it. So, little trick for the day on how to get these wonderful caps off. Time for the paint color unveiling. A little bit different than a lot of the John boats that I saw, but I'm super excited about it. I love it. This color is, in fact, the duck boat drab camouflage. So it's a little bit of a lighter color, but I'm kind of digging it. I like it. I enlisted some help to do the pour because if I was to do it, it'd be everywhere. So I enlisted the help of my wife to paint this because, did I mention I don't like to paint? This boat was undocumented from the last owner who bought it. They went through all the legwork in Georgia, which is where I bought it, to get it documented by the DNR and everything they need to do because there were no serial numbers on this boat. So they put this one has a sticker on it for the serial number plate instead of an actual piece of metal that's been stamped into it. So we have to be really careful when we paint around that. So far pretty cool. I'm really digging I'm really digging. Wow, I just showed my age. I really love the paint job on here. I love that color. The paint rolls on really good, but it's definitely going to need a second coat. That's what I'm just repeating what my wife said.
Wear gloves.
Wear gloves, yes.
I don't think this is easy to clean off.
It is a really thick paint too, isn't it?
Yeah, and you need very good ventilation.
Yeah, we opened the door in here. There's my son's D100. Anybody want to buy it? It's for sale. Comes with a rebuilt transmission, rebuilt engine. 383, 400 horsepower. Hint, hint. We're painting over the sealant. It doesn't look great. It doesn't look nice, but it doesn't look horrible. I mean, unless you want to crawl underneath my boat and peek your head under there, you probably won't see it. What's interesting that I did...
It seems to hold it well.
It seems to hold the paint well, but what's interesting is they redid the transom, and I noticed around the new hole they put, it looked like it was the exact same sealant there. Had the same feel and texture to it. Norman came outside to visit us. You coming out to help paint? So here's the boat so far. Back transom. First coat on the sides. Looking pretty good. It certainly isn't saying that I don't have a lot of dings and dents on this boat, but not like it hasn't seen its last dent. Coat number 1 is in the books. Now, one thing I do want to mention about the paint, it actually rolls on really, really smooth. It applies pretty thick. The one thing about it too that's nice is it's got a self-leveling agent in it. We did, obviously you could see as we rolled it on, and you really can't tell that it was rolled on anywhere. Pretty cool. I have to admit, I really like it. I'm digging the color. I'm excited to get it out into the sunlight and see what it looks like, but it's definitely going to need a second coat. The cool thing about it is that a 1 gallon can really goes a long way. So we only used that much of it. I mean, I would even call it a 1/16 of the can maybe. So it really goes a long way. We're going to let this dry and then come out and get a second coat on it and then assess it and see what we need to do. The boat is really heavy. We're at the point now where we need to flip it over rotisserie style and paint the other side of it. We're pretty much done with the bottom side. So I'm using my cherry picker, my engine hoist, because it's just me and my wife and the boat's not light. So I'm going to pick it up to about right here so we can just pick the back end up, rotate it, and put it back down on the stands. So that's the plan. So it wasn't the smoothest operation in the world, but it's up upright now. I think we did it with minimal scratches. We may have to touch some stuff up, but
Actually, I think I looked at it.
looks pretty good.
I think you're pretty good.
I think we're gonna pull the trailer in, put it on the trailer to get it out and get the inside cleaned out. Day 3 of the boat paint. We got a successful coat of paint on it yesterday. Pretty much after we flipped it over, we had from here around here to get painted from this point up all the way across is going to be 100% covered with some sort of material. Either I'm thinking foam across in this area. The bottom I'm going to keep those open for drainage, but everything else is going to be covered from here, so I didn't bother painting any of that because honestly that paint is expensive. You pay a pretty penny for it, and this probably won't be the last boat I do. And it took about a half a gallon to paint this boat. Everything on here has 2 coats, the bottom and then the top part up here, and then across the front was 2 separate coats. I am going to put something over the front of it, which is why we didn't paint the whole upper deck. That brings us to, we're ready to go ahead and start building the boat, building our deck in here. I'm excited about that. I've got my aluminum off in the corner there, all ready to go. I got 1.5 inch angle, and I got some 1 inch square tubing aluminum. I'm excited. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to start planning. So until then, I'm going to leave you with this. Keep an eye out on the channel. If you've made it this far into the video, please like and subscribe. This is going to be a super fun project moving forward. So until then, happy fishing.